Hi, this is Rian from Must Be Noob. In this lab guide, we will learn to add CNAME record in DNS Server 2019. Canonical name or CNAME record is one of the types of DNS records. It is used to create an alias name for an existing host record or another CNAME record. For this lab guide, we are going to use the scenario in which Server 2019 is the domain controller and DNS server of the mustbenoob.lab domain. We have added one new server, member-server01 to our domain, which runs several services at the same time, including web service and FTP service. The host record for member-server01 is already existing. However, we want to use a more user-friendly name instead of the original server name to serve end users. To create CNAME record, we need to open DNS Management Console. For that, I'm going to click on Start button. Let's click on Windows Admin Tools. And let's double click on DNS. On DNS Management Console, let's expand our for lookup zones. And we have a for lookup zone named mustbenoob.lab. Let's click on it. You can verify that a host record of our member server is here. Member-server01, which is mapping to IP address 192.168.1.11. To create a new CNAME record, you need to select your zone. In our case, mustbenoob.lab zone is already selected. You can right click on that and you can select a new alias, or you can right click in a free area after selecting your for lookup zone and then select a new alias. In the alias name, type the alias name www. And when you type a value for alias name, the fully qualified domain name autofills in the dialog box. For example, if your alias name is www and your domain name is mustbenoob.lab, then the value www.mustbenoob.lab is autofilled for you, and that you can verify here. Under fully qualified domain name for target host, let's click on Browse. So if you want to manually type the FQDN, that time you can. But we are going to browse this FQDN member-server01, and that's why I'm going to click on Browse button. Double click on our server name, which is Server 2019. Double click on for lookup zones and select our for lookup zone, which is mustbenoob.lab. And under this, I'm going to select member-server01. Under selection, you can verify this FQDN is there, member-server01.mustbenoob.lab. Let's click on OK. Now, this alias record www means this FQDN www.mustbenoob.lab is targeting to this fully qualified domain name, which is member-server01.mustbenoob.lab. Let's click on OK. And now we have a new alias record www, which is pointing to member-server01.mustbenoob.lab FQDN. We also want to add one more alias record for FTP service as well. For that, I'm going to right click on our zone name and select new alias. In alias name field, I'm going to type FTP. So our FQDN will be ftp.mustbenoob.lab. Let's click on Browse. Let's double click on our server name, double click on for lookup zone and select member-server01. So ftp.mustbenoob.lab is pointing to FQDN member-server01.mustbenoob.lab. Let's click on OK. Now we have a two alias name www.mustbenoob.lab and ftp.mustbenoob.lab. Both alias name targets the FQDN member-server01.mustbenoob.lab. You can add as many CNAMEs record as you want, all pointing to the same host name. After creating alias name successfully, let's try to ping using those alias name. For that, let's right click on Start button and select Windows PowerShell Admin. At PowerShell, I'm going to type ping space www.mustbenoob.lab. Let's press Enter key. And as you can see, we are successfully able to ping to www.mustbenoob.lab, but here you can see it is exactly pinging to member-server01.mustbenoob.lab with the IP address 192.168.1.11. Let's try to ping using ftp.mustbenoob.lab. Let's press enter key. And as you can see, even we are receiving replay using FQDN ftp.mustbenoob.lab, but we are getting replay from same IP address, and that is 192.168.1.11. In this lab guide, we have seen the steps to add CNAME record in DNS Server 2019.